Hello. So I'm happy to announce that Webpackbin 2 is actually happening, and I thought I would take this chance to show you the architecture because we needed a new architecture. There are some problems with the current Webpackbin. It was sort of an experiment. The problems are related to two things. One thing is memory. It's taking up too much memory. Because everything is now running on one service and it's hard to scale it up and it's not as efficient as it should be, packaging up bundles and stuff. So that's one thing. The other thing is that when we bundle up the so-called DLLs, with the bundles containing like packages from NPM, it's very difficult to find out what to actually include in that bundle because you have usually one entry point and that's defined in package.json, but you often import from other entry points as well. For example, React DOM, you might import from React DOM /server, but that's not an entry point defined in the package.json file. So there's like now an algorithm that figures out what files to actually include. Okay, so let's take a look at the architecture. First of all, the service has been split up. So we have the Webpackbin client, which is a simple client application that connects to Firebase and it's hosted on Firebase. So this gives us endless scalability in terms of number of users, space, and we also get like live code sharing for free because Firebase is live. And then we have a couple of different services running in the background. We have something called Webpack Sandbox, which is a contained version of the bundling of the code of your app. So basically, I'm going to tell you how this actually works, but that's where the Webpack bundling for your code exists. And then we have Webpack DLL, which is the service that actually creates these NPM packages bundles. And it will be sitting behind a CDN. So it doesn't store these bundles anywhere, it just bundles it together, passes it through a CDN, and will be cached on that CDN for a long time, and it will be super fast. So it's really nice to not having to use a database for that stuff. Okay, so let's go through how this works. So when the Webpackbin client fires up, it will post the files and the packages and the loaders configured to Webpack Sandbox. And what Webpack Sandbox will do now is ask the Webpack DLL service for a manifest.json file. And this manifest.json file tells Webpack where to find the different entry points. Now, if the CDN has already cached this manifest.json file, it will just return it. But if there's a new compilation of packages, it will create a Webpack DLL file. So it goes to NPM, grabs all the packages, and produces a DLL.js file and a manifest.json file. And it keeps that in memory for, I think it's like 5 minutes, giving Webpack Sandbox a chance to grab the manifest.json, produce the Webpack session, which is like a Webpack instance, much like a Webpack dev server, actually. It packages up your actual files from Webpackbin and uses the manifest.json to point to all the packages, NPM package entry points, and returns that to Webpackbin. And then Webpackbin loads up a Webpack Sandbox inside an iframe. And that iframe will now be loaded with the HTML file from your bin. But it also includes a couple of scripts. It includes the script to your actual app bundle from Webpack Sandbox, and it includes a script to this DLL file. that was created on the Webpack DLL service. So all this should definitely take less than 5 minutes, meaning that when Webpackbin asks for the DLL bundle, both the manifest and the DLL file is on the CDN. And anyone having the same compilation of packages will just instantly get them. So this is like, I'm not sure if I explained it very well, but this is how it works. And I'm actually super happy about the architecture because we can spin up as many instances of Webpack Sandbox as we want. So there's no memory issue anymore. We don't have to use a database to handle all the NPM packages. There's a CDN for that, so it's insanely fast. And we get all this free functionality from Firebase, like GitHub login, the storing of files, like images and stuff, if we would need that. And of course, the live feature, which we'll use for live coding sessions. Okay. So that's basically the architecture, and the question is like, how far are we ahead with this? And actually it's been implemented. So I thought I would give you a short demo of how it works. It basically works the same way, but it's nice to see that it's actually running. This is running on like test instances, meaning that on Heroku the instances need some time to sleep during the day. And so they might spend some time booting up if you want to test this. And there will also be like a bunch of deploys. There are graceful shutdowns, so we shouldn't have too much problems. But yeah, this is just for testing. So, and the project is not really ready for contributions yet. Just want to get some more core functionality in first. But you're happy to look through the code on GitHub. I'll have the URLs in the video description below. But okay, let's get into this. Let's add the main entry point first. And let's just log something to hello world. And I believe we have to save twice for some reason. It's not updating the sandbox when we save, so I have to fix that. Anyways, okay, we got it running. The main file was automatically injected into the body here. And what we want to do is grab React and React DOM. And what we do to do that, maybe we should check this. Yeah. There's this dashboard. So like the Webpack DLL service, it has its own dashboard, meaning that I've already grabbed React DOM and React here. And it's running in debug mode, which means that it stores this on the file system on Heroku. It's just for testing purposes. So when I click this, I can actually peek into the manifest and make sure that it has grabbed the correct files and all that stuff. So that's really good. So what should happen now, since we already have this, is that it should actually be really fast. So what I'll do, I'll add React and React DOM. We need Bubble, ES 2015 and React. And let's import React from React and import render from React DOM. And we want to render to document query selector app, and we want to say hello from React. This, and of course we will need our element here, which is app. And when I say that, it bundles up with React and it says hello from React. So you can see how quickly you can just get going trying out React. And if I would now, for example, configure my package, I would add UUID, for example. And what we want to do is import UUID from UUID and hello from React. And then we'll just do UUID version 4 like this. And when I save this now, it knows that, okay, it's taking some time, meaning that it's bundling up some new packages. And now it combines React, React DOM, and UUID into one package. And as we can see, it changed. But now, as I refresh again, it's just, yeah, it's super fast. Okay, so this is a short demo. There's lots more coming here, like GitHub login, live code sharing. You will be able to, when you have logged in with your account, you will be able to add bins to a list, give them names. If you're a library author, you can send me an email and I will make your bins like boilerplate, so they will be part of the front page and all this cool stuff. But I'm super happy about this, and now this is a real thing. It's working. It's just going to take a little bit more time to get all the functionality in, but I hope you liked the initial experimentation with Webpackbin and you are excited about the next version. The project is not really ready for contributions yet, but all the code will be commented and it should be super easy to contribute. I really want this to be a community project and fully open source and everything. So yeah, thanks for listening and talk to you later.